Morning, my brothers and sisters. Today's question from Psalm 96. When was the Great Commission? So the world at the time of the writing of this psalm, around 1000 BC, was separated into two groups of people, Jews and not Jews, Jews and Gentiles. Now, here, the Gentiles, the world, the peoples, all nations, are invited to begin a relationship with the Lord. They're invited into the family of God. Now, this is later going to be made more clear by the universal invitation by Jesus in the Great Commission in Matthew 28. Let me read Psalm 98. Listen for the nations. Verse 1. Oh, sing to the Lord a new song. Sing to the Lord all the earth. That's code for Gentiles. Verse 2. Sing to the Lord. Bless his name. Tell of his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the nations, the Gentiles. His marvelous works among all the peoples. Verse 4. For great is the Lord and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the peoples are worthless idols, but the Lord made the heavens. Splendor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Ascribe to the Lord, O families of the peoples, all nations. Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name, and bring an offering and come into his courts. Worship the Lord in the splendor of holiness. Tremble before him, all the earth. Say among the nations, the Lord reigns. Yes, the world is established, it shall never be moved. He will judge the peoples with equity. Let the peoples be glad, let the earth rejoice, let the sea roar, and all that fills it. Let the field exult, and everything in it. Then shall all the trees of the forest sing for joy before the Lord, for he comes to judge the earth. He will judge the world in righteousness and the peoples in his faithfulness. So here we find the Gentiles. It's coded in Psalm 96 here. Sing to the Lord a new song. Sing to the Lord all the earth. Ascribe to the Lord, O families of the peoples. The nations here is code for the Gentiles. So what are the Gentiles and the Jews supposed to be doing? Well, they're supposed to be doing two things. They're doing something in relationship to God and then something in relationship to each other. So in relationship to God, they're declaring his glory, they're telling of his salvation, they're praising the Lord, they're bringing an offering, they're worshiping and ascribing to the Lord what is due his name, which is worship. It's the purpose of the church. And then the second thing is something in relationship to other people on this planet. That's the Great Commission part. It's foreshadowed, the Great Commission in Matthew 28 is foreshadowed in Psalm 96. Here it is in Matthew 28. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And here in Psalm 96, verse 10, say among the nations, the Lord reigns. The Lord reigns. Yes, the world is established, it shall never be moved. He will judge the people with great equity. So the Lord has a heart for all nations. Yes, even the ones who are misworshiping him with worthless idols in verse 5. So all the earth, all the peoples, all the families, all the souls pictured is we have this kind of visual picture by the heavens, the seas, the field, and the trees in the psalm. Similar concept in the New Testament is at the triumphal entry, and everybody's praising God and saying, "Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord." And the Pharisees say, "Teacher, rebuke your disciples." And he answers, "I tell you, if these were silent, the very stones would cry out." So we see this missional creation in Romans chapter 8, that creation was subjected to futility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be set free from its bondage to corruption and obtain the freedom of the glory of the children of God. So creation is also suffering from residuals from the curse, not from any fault of its own, but it's now a place of thorns and thistles and pain and even death. So what happens when people make things right with God and God receives it? Well, creation, the heavens, the seas, the fields, and the trees are glad and rejoice. They roar, they exult, and they sing. So everybody and apparently everything aches to be restored to their maker. So maybe rocks and seas and trees will have a literal voice, but they certainly have a figurative voice as they're being set free from the time when the curse was upon the earth. So when was the Great Commission? When are we supposed to come into his courts? Ascribe to the Lord the glory that is due his name. Who's supposed to do that? Well, you, first of all, and secondly, all the nations, all peoples. So are you not of the house of Israel? If not, that's okay, because you're now invited. So when Jesus proclaimed the Great Commission in 33 AD, he was repeating the call to witness to all the world that was written in this psalm 1,000 years before that, and you could even go another 1,000 years before that if you want to go back to Abraham with a similar concept. So the Lord is bringing back all things to himself. He's bringing back his chosen people, the Jews. He's bringing back his adopted people, the Gentiles, and even the afflicted creation. Welcome to the Great Commission. Welcome to Psalm 96. Thanks for listening.